Dr. Shomesh sir has joined. May I request him for his remark? Dr. Satish sir.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Shome ಅವರು ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
Okay, sir. Yeah. Let him give some remarks, sir.
Yeah. Good morning to Dr. B.R. Shum, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, very good morning to you all. Then,
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. Very good morning.
It's my privilege to request you for your request, your remarks, sir.
No, thank you very much. These things, the KSC has been generous to work with Nivedi and, under the leadership of our very respected Dr. Ayyappan sir. And it is so nice seeing that I'm seeing that 590 plus where people are participating, and it is keep on increasing, It is so nice. Dr. Satish Shivachandra, these things, he is the lead person in our institute with this whole agri-entrepreneurship business. I'd request him to put few words, please, on my behalf. Thank you once again for collaborating with Nivedi. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much for your kind remark, sir.
2 lines,
now
please.
Let me request Dr. Satish for his remark.
Already many are speaking too many stuff. I think let the speaker to start the session. So on behalf of Team Novik and the ICR Nivedi, I welcome all the participants as well as the panelists for today's webinar. And I wish all the participants a happy learning about the agripreneurship in the today's webinar. So thank you all.
Now let me request Dr. Mudassar Chand, Senior Scientist, ICR Nivedi, to introduce the speaker to the audience. Over to you, Dr. Mudassar.
Thank you, Ramesh, sir. Yeah. So I'm audible, right? So,
Yeah,
you're audible. Please continue.
So good morning, everyone. Most respected Dr. Ayyappan sir, former Secretary there and DG ICR, and today's guest speaker, and all the participants, and my respected director sir and PI of Navik. It's my privilege and honor to introduce today's speaker, Dr. Ravindra Kumar Suhane sir. So he is currently holding the position of Vice Chancellor at Bihar Agricultural University. Sir has completed his master's and doctoral degree in the area of animal nutrition from GB Pantnagar University and Agriculture and Technology Pantnagar. And through his contribution in the identification of rice cultivars with superior straw for animal fodder. His career has very diverse areas of work. He started his career as a junior scientist come assistant professor at the erstwhile RAU Pusa. Sir has worked in diverse areas under various capacities as program coordinator of KVK, district project coordinator at Mainpuri, Uttar Pradesh, director of Bameti, Patna, etc. So currently he is holding the charge of even the director of extension education at BAU, and he has extensive experience in the area of agricultural extension through employing innovative ICT tools. He has a lot of experience in the administrative positions as a registrar, nodal officer of different projects, and RKVY, director CFVT, chairman Department of Extension Education, member and chairman of various committees and governing bodies at the state and national level. And he has to has credited more than 200 publications in the form of research, review, popular articles, book chapters, farmers' diaries, technical bulletins, etc. In terms of the technologies, sir has developed many technologies, innovative extension methodologies like Bio Village, Seed Village, Climate Smart Villages, Kisan Mitra, Kisan Parshala, Kisan Chaupal, Kisan Gyan Rath, outdoor video broadcasting, micro SD card for technology transfer, and many more things. So in terms of the skill development, sir has successfully organized more than 90 skill developing programs covering about more than 2,000 participants across 13 skill domains. So sir has a vast experience in the capacity building program as well. So he has performed various academic tours to including the visit to Washington, DC, US. In terms of the awards, sir has many awards. He's been honored with several awards, including National E-Governance Award for the ICT Initiative in Agriculture, Best Extensionist Award from Animal Nutrition Society of India, ICR Swami Sahajanand Saraswati Award for Seed Village Concept, and many more such awards. Sir's CV is very exhaustive and many things. I'm just briefing his accomplishment in these areas. And he has been bestowed with many other awards like Dr. S.P. Arora Award for Best Research Paper and many such recognitions. So, Sir has assumed the position of Vice Chancellor since 15 January 2021. And so, on behalf of ICR Nivedi, Navik, and I welcome you for this webinar, sir, and request for you to deliver the lecture on this topic. So, over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mudassar Chanda, for introducing me to the audience, and good morning to you all. Respected Dr. Ayappan Saab, Chairman, Karnataka Science and Technology Academy, as well as former Secretary DARE and DG ICR, Dr. B.R. Some, Director ICR Nivedi, Dr. Mudassar Chanda, Senior Scientist ICR Nivedi, Dr. A.M. Ramesh, CEO, Karnataka Science and Technology Academy, Dr. Satish, and other distinguished guests as well as participants. I am thankful to the Navik, ICR Nivedi, Bangalore, and Karnataka Science and Technology Academy Department of Science and Technology, Government of Karnataka, for organizing this wonderful lecture series and inviting me to be a part of Empower series on the topic Empowering Youth in Agripreneurship. As we all know, the COVID pandemic situation has hit the industries and commerce very badly across the globe, and India is no exception to it. Many industries are suffering the backlash. The large chunk of employed and employable youth is facing uncertainties about their career and future. In this situation, an Empower series on entrepreneurship building is highly relevant. Before moving on to our topic, once again, I thank the organizer for having me on this empowerment series. Now we request Dr. Pati, please share my PPT. Empowering youth in agripreneurship, this is the topic assigned to me. So in this topic, we have discussed about the entrepreneurship need, importance, and challenges, what makes an entrepreneur, stages of entrepreneurship building, initiative for promoting agripreneurship, Agri Startup India, trends and case studies, entrepreneurship development at BAU Sabor, and success stories of agripreneurs promoted by BAU Sabor. So now we have discussed about the entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship has emerged over the last 3 decades as arguably the most potent economic force the world has ever experienced. The economic progress of any region has been markedly changed through the entrepreneur, and entrepreneurs are able to develop opportunities in way other cannot. Entrepreneurs add to the economy in markedly different ways than traditional workers might. There is a strong positive relationship between the economic growth of a country and a strong level of entrepreneurial activity. So definitely greater emphasis on entrepreneurship will also help to encourage graduates become job creator rather than job seeker. In this regard, I want to convey that Dr. Ayappan sir introduced student ready program during as a DGICR, and particularly in student ready program, experience learning play a very important role for promoting the agripreneurship. It is no wonder that biggest economy of world, we can say USA has the maximum number of startup worldwide. The concept is catching around the world because if any country has to grow fast and sustain for long, they must promote entrepreneurship. It is proven fact. Now we discuss about the importance of entrepreneurship. Definitely creation of employment play a very important role. provides an entry-level job required for gaining experience and training for unskilled workers. Innovations, it is the hub of innovations that provide new product, market technology, and quality of goods. Next, impact of society and community development, assist in more stable and high quality of community life, increase standard of life. Definitely, it help increase income, employment, standard of living, then support research and development. All the research and development organization and where develop technology, if these technologies is not commercialized, then no purpose for that. So role of research and development is also important for entrepreneurship. And the next is the why this is a need of our. Youth are the main driving force for growth of any economy. And world data shows that youth population is growing year on year, which is 1.3 billion worldwide, and India accounts for 402 millions, near about 30%. And majority of youth are migrating to urban areas worldwide, expected to cross more than 60% urban youth population by 2030, which is alarming situation in terms of job opportunity in urban areas. And this is the best example now, pandemic COVID period, we have daily received large number of our migrant persons from urban area to rural areas. So this is the big challenge for us as well as government to how to retain that migrant youth, and they may be utilized for skill development and provide, yeah, or we can say develop as a entrepreneurs. Because agriculture being the mainstay worldwide and in India, agriculture is accounted 32% of total global employment and more than 50% in India. Agriculture contribution to GDP in India has increased to 19.9% in 2021 from 17.8% in 1920. But matter of fact remains that over decades, agriculture contribution to GDP has declined drastically, and it needs to be increased in real terms. Now we discuss about the what is the opportunity and challenges for agri-business promotion. And we have seen that more than 50% rural households are depend on agriculture for their livelihood. According to an estimate given by NSSO, around 118 billion youth are unemployed who are in the age group of 15 to 20 years. Out of these, more than 60% are educated. And we know that India is the largest producer of spices, pulses, milk, tea, cashew, and jute, and the second largest producer of wheat, rice, fruits, and vegetables, sugarcane, cotton, and oilseed. But value of these products always remain low, and entrepreneurship can help in product value creations. So definitely agriculture sector is facing many pressing challenges, including climate change, degradation of natural resources, asymmetry of information, natural calamity, poor market linkage. So this is our major challenge. Now we are facing major challenge with the climate change in agriculture. And other major challenges is the inefficient entrepreneurial ecosystem. We definitely facing skilled human resources, research and development, social stigma, logistic problems, lack of venture capital, issue with the talent retention. Definitely our graduate from IIM and IIT studied in India, but they prefer to work in developed countries like USA, UK, and other countries. So this is our major challenge to how to retain that talent persons in our country by developing as an entrepreneur, as a startup. Lack of disruptive innovations in agriculture, lack of timely support of early stage startups, regulatory and policies issue. Government try to develop single window system, and bank also say that we are not provide all the solution, but still entrepreneur and startup facing lot of problems, where particularly for regulations and policies issue, poor infrastructure scaling of issues, and low return on investment is the major challenges. Next is the barriers to entrepreneurship development. If we see the physical, then still we can say rural infrastructure like energy supply, rail, road connectivity is inadequate in rural areas. And laziness, unwillingness to do unconventional work of profit, lack of risk-bearing ability. Still, this is the individual and personal, comes under personal, and particularly in family, lack of support from family, social, religious, cultural, lack of support from society, religious, cultural, restriction to the take up some enterprises. कई बार हमारे यहाँ किसान कहता है कि मेरा बच्चा सर किसान नहीं बनेगा, वो जबकि बच्चा बनना चाह रहा है, कुछ करना चाह रहा है, लेकिन वो चाहते हैं कि हमारा बच्चा जॉब करे. तो स्टिल ये प्रॉब्लम्स है कि हमें फैमिली से बहुत अधिक सपोर्ट नहीं मिल पाता है. कई बार कोई बच्चा कहता है कि नहीं मुझे फिशरीज करना है, लेकिन वो हमारे यहाँ कई बार सोशल रिलीजियस प्रॉब्लम आती है, नहीं वो तो मछुआरों का काम है, आप क्यों फिशरीज करेंगे, आप क्यों पोल्ट्री करेंगे, क्यों आप पिगरी करेंगे. तो दिस इज द मेन रीजन, लैक ऑफ सपोर्ट फ्रॉम फैमिली एज वेल एज लैक ऑफ सपोर्ट फ्रॉम सोसाइटी. In case of educational, lack of education, reduced technical ability as well as risk and responsibility bearing capacity, self confidence to take up some enterprises. हमारा जो एंटरप्रेन्योर है, बच्चा है, वो समझ नहीं पाता मैं कौन सा एंटरप्राइजेज लूं, कौन सा किस स्किल पे काम करूं, कौन सा प्रोजेक्ट लूं. कई बार इस तरह की सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस की कमी आ जाती है. इकोनॉमिक, lack of capital for initial fixed investment and operational expenditure. कई बार घर से सपोर्ट नहीं मिलता है, बैंक कहता है कि मॉर्गेज का कागज लाइए, बट स्टिल वी आर फेसिंग प्रॉब्लम, लैक ऑफ सपोर्ट फ्रॉम फैमिली. फैमिली कहती है नहीं नहीं बेटा तुम नौकरी करो. तो ये दिस इज द अगेन लैक ऑफ कैपिटल. बैंक से या और इंस्टीट्यूशनल से कहती तो बहुत है कि हमारे पास ये स्कीम है, ये स्कीम है. जब हमारा स्टार्टअप या एंटरप्रेन्योर आगे बढ़ते हैं तो वो उस तरह से उसको मदद नहीं मिल पाती है. तो लैक ऑफ कैपिटल फॉर इनिशियल फिक्स्ड इन्वेस्टमेंट एंड ऑपरेशनल एक्सपेंडिचर इज स्टिल बिग बैरियर्स in entrepreneurship development. Now we discuss about the agripreneurship. This is the main topic assigned to me. And agripreneurship refer to entrepreneurship in agriculture. Entrepreneurs are innovative, take calculated risk, having strategic vision, and change themselves as per the need of the existing market and entrepreneurial environment. This is the main agri-entrepreneurship. Now we also promote farmer entrepreneurship. See their farm as a business. They see their farm as a means of earning profit. They are passionate about their farm business and are willing to take calculated risk to make their farm profitable and their business grow. Next, what it takes to be entrepreneur. Franklin D. Roosevelt says, a smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. This saying also holds true on entrepreneurs as well. Best entrepreneurs are made in ecosystem having challenges, hurdles and problems. An entrepreneur is always good at transforming challenges into opportunities and cross the hurdle successfully. So very good statement given by the FDR. Now we next discuss about what is the characteristics of an entrepreneur. Ability to take risk. Definitely starting any new venture involve a considerable amount of risk. An entrepreneur need to be courageous. He or she should be able to evaluate and take calculated risk. Innovations. He should be innovative and generate new ideas, start a new business and earn a profit. He should be engaged in launching a product that is new to the market or new process that does the same things but more efficiently and economically. Visionary with leadership quality. To be a successful, the entrepreneur should have clear vision for his venture. He also should be able to turn ideas into realities. Thus, the leadership quality is of paramount importance to create a cohesive and congenial environment and a committed team to accomplish the goal. Our goal should be clear. and he is the flexible, and entrepreneur should be flexible and open to change according to the situations. Aware of the product, he should be fully aware of the product offering and latest trend in the market. It is essential to know if the available product or service meets the demand of the current market. It needs should be able to introduce change. And if we see other characteristics of entrepreneur, being a tolerant to others' view and standpoint, having open mind and sharing attitude. Good entrepreneur is based at seeking and offering help. A good entrepreneur do not blame those who don't help him. He should also be a good learner. He or she should be occupationally, spatially, and attitudinally mobile, temperamentally flexible, receptive, and adjusting, or we can say accommodative. Now we discuss about the different stages of entrepreneurship buildings. First, we know that stage one, the dreamer. This is where the idea for a business is born. This is the main where we can take the ideas. The dream is the culminations of the entrepreneur's life experience and passions. If we see the example, we all have dream job or dream business that we conceptualize during our early days of education. Such dream career are conceptualized based on the passion and links of individual. However, only having dream does not make an entrepreneur. There is more to it. Stage 2, we can say architect. At this stage, the dream is interpreted into business model, which becomes the blueprint of the ventures. The dreamer typically does not make a good architect unless he or she works toward fulfilling it by planning it details specifications. And third is the builder. This is the stage where we build some business prototype based on our dreams and ideas. It is the stage in which your dream for the first become realities. We are now at a critical juncture of the ventures because our success and scaling of our business depends on the performance of our prototype and its outcomes, because prototype is very, very important and its outcome is also important. It is an important phase also because it is the stage where we may even lose out entire investment, and the response of investor depends on performance at this stage. And fourth one is the cultivator. This is the stage where our initial business model has shown some success and we are entering into growth stage. In this stage, we look forward for scaling and expansion of our business ideas that is already performing successfully. The next one is the taxonomy of entrepreneur. If we see the innovative and two type entrepreneur, innovative, and next one is the imitative or adaptive entrepreneur. If we see the innovative entrepreneur, such entrepreneur introduce new goods or new method of productions or discover new market or reorganize the enterprises. Example of first movers include innovative companies such as eBay and Coca-Cola, Apple. eBay was the first company to take the auction process online, kicking off operation in 1995. कोका-कोला है, इसने अभी तक अपना किसी को फॉर्मुलेशन नहीं दिया है. एप्पल है, हमेशा नए प्रोडक्ट लेके आता है मार्केट में. टेस्ला है, उसने अभी अपना इलेक्ट्रिक कार फर्स्ट टाइम बनाया है. अगर ईबे की बात करें तो इसने अभी बाकी लोग जो मार्केट में है कोई ऑक्शन प्रोसेस में नहीं गया. अभी भी सारे हमारे कंज्यूमर है कहीं ना कहीं बार्गेन मूड में काम करते हैं. तो इन लोगों ने ऐसे मॉडल्स दिए हैं जो इनोवेटिव हैं, और इस तरह के मॉडल को हम जो करते हैं उनको हम इनोवेटिव, वी कैन से इनोवेटिव एंटरप्रेन्योर. एंड इमिटेटिव और एडॉप्टिव एंटरप्रेन्योर, सच एंटरप्रेन्योर डोंट इनोवेटिव, they copy technology or technique of others. Such entrepreneurs are significant or underdeveloped economies because they fit some economics on high rate of economic development. And the best example for our country is the Chinese mobile. हम छोटे छोटे बच्चे के हाथ में भी एंड्रॉयड मोबाइल देख रहे हैं, तो वो कहीं ना कहीं कॉपी टेक्नोलॉजीज है. तो दिस कम्स अंडर इमिटेटिव एंटरप्रेन्योर्स. Now we discuss about what is the environment for an entrepreneur. And business do not take place in solitary. Despite having an ingenious ideas, we still fail to be an entrepreneur if the entrepreneurial ecosystem is not favorable to certain extent. Our success depend on the business environment and the business stakeholder. In this slide, I have made an attempt to help you understand the business environment in abstract. And we see the slide. First is the market and customer. अगर हमारा कोई एंटरप्रेन्योर है, अगर वो मार्केट का सर्वे नहीं करता है, कस्टमर की चॉइस नहीं देखता है और सीधे प्रोडक्ट के बारे में सोचने लगता है, तो ही इज नॉट सक्सेस. सो फर्स्ट वी सी द मार्केट एंड कस्टमर, देन कंपटीशन. हर फेज में हमको कंपटीशन फेस करना पड़ेगा. उस कंपटीशन के लिए हमारा एंटरप्रेन्योर कितना तैयार हो रहा है, तो उसी बेस पे क्लियर होगा. इंडस्ट्री ओपिनियन लीडर्स. कुछ ऐसे लीडर्स होते हैं जो अपनी बात कहते हैं, अगर उन्होंने कोई बात कह दी तो उसे सब मानते हैं. अगर हम अपने कंट्री की बात करें तो मोदी जी ने कहा कि स्वदेशी अपनाओ, इमीडिएटली खादी की मांग बढ़ गई थी. तो हमें ऐसे भी देखना है कि ऐसे कौन से इंडस्ट्री ओपिनियन लीडर्स हैं जो कहीं ना कहीं मार्केट में इन्फ्लुएंस करते हैं. रियल एस्टेट अवेलेबिलिटी, ये भी हमें देखना है कि वो लैंड अवेलेबिलिटी क्या है, क्या उसका स्टेटस है. लॉ एंड रेगुलेशंस, दिस इज आल्सो इंपॉर्टेंट बिफोर स्टार्टिंग एनी जॉब, एनी बिजनेस, because we take the license, we see the regulations of government. Then barriers to entry, कि किन किन, जैसे अगर हम एक एग्जाम्पल लेते हैं कि हमने ड्रोन को इंट्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं, लेकिन उस ड्रोन के आगे भविष्य है कि नहीं है. अगर हम एक एग्जाम्पल देखते हैं बैरियर्स टू एंट्री में कि ड्रोन हमने खरीद लिया है, अगर लेकिन हमारे डिस्ट्रिक्ट में डीएम कह रहा है नहीं नहीं अभी हम आपको स्प्रे नहीं करने देंगे, तो हमें आगे नहीं बढ़ना चाहिए. तो हमें ये देखना है बैरियर्स टू एंट्री में. इन्वेस्टमेंट कैपिटल कैसा है, प्रोफेशनल सर्विस प्रोवाइडर्स आपके पास कैसे हैं. अगर अभी हम ड्रोन की बात कर रहे थे कि अगर हम ड्रोन को एज ए स्प्रे यूज कर रहे हैं एआई मोड में, तो वो तो और ड्रोन की टेक्नोलॉजी हम जानते हैं, लेकिन इफ वी टेक द प्रोफेशनल सर्विस प्रोवाइडर्स फ्रॉम plant protection persons, how much take the insecticide, pesticide for spraying in the field. And labor supply is also important because labor is required for running our business, our industry or our project. Value chain partner, without value chain partner we cannot success. So we identify the partners who is assisting this our business ideas. The next one is the steps to be taken for promotion of entrepreneur. Before we move further, considering the current scenario of country, I would like to mention some of the broader measures to be taken up for promotion of entrepreneurship in India. These include setting up of entrepreneurial development institute in every state. Now government of India as well as different state government are also promoting setting up of entrepreneurial development institute. Second one is recognizing and celebrating entrepreneurship among youth as a preferred careers. Third, enhance access to finance for startups in every possible way. Fourth, reduce the time required for starting business and ease down the complex procedure and other such formalities. Lastly, we need to keep in mind that women constitute nearly half population and we must promote entrepreneurship among women and other disadvantaged classes of the society. इस समय हमारे अगर हम अपने बिहार की बात करें तो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट ने SC/ST के लिए अलग, बैकवर्ड क्लास के लिए अलग और पर्टिकुलरली वुमेन्स के लिए अलग अलग इंडस्ट्री पॉलिसी बनाई है कि ये अगर इस सेक्टर में ये लोग आते हैं तो इनको हम क्या रिबेट देंगे, इनको हम किस तरह की मदद देंगे. सो डेफिनेटली वी आल्सो कंसीडर द entrepreneurship among women and other disadvantaged classes of the society. In next, we have discussed about the initiative for promoting agripreneurship. As we know, government is intensively working towards development of the entrepreneurship in India, and systematic efforts are also being made since last few decades for building entrepreneurship. Here are few of the important institutions and schemes launched by the Government of India for promotion of entrepreneurship in India. And first program is the Startup India, Atal Innovation Missions, New Gen Innovations and Entrepreneurship Development Center under National Science and Technology Entrepreneurship Development Board. And we have also taken, most of us, the purpose and function of these institute and flagship schemes. Therefore, without going much into details of these, I would like to focus on few of the recent initiatives that are making difference. First, we like to discuss about the Pradhan Mantri Kausal Vikas Yojana. Pradhan Mantri Kausal Vikas Yojana is the flagship scheme of the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. Our Prime Minister in earlier tenure started new Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. It is being implemented by National Skill Development Corporation. The objective of this scheme is to enable a large number of Indian youth to take up industry-relevant skill training that will help them in securing a better livelihood by training them and certifying their skill levels. And as we see that under this initiative, more than 6 million youth, you have seen that 6272669, more than 6 million youth enrolled, and of which 6 million were trained, and nearly 5 million youth were certified for their trade skills. So that certified candidate should be utilized in our business mode, particularly by entrepreneurs, to identify the professional skills. Next one is the National Skill Development Corporation. Till date, the National Skill Development Council Board has approved 36 sector skill council, ranging from sector like aerospace to agriculture. So we have not discussed about all the sector skill councils because our role is the agripreneurship. So we have discussed about the Agriculture Skill Council of India, and NSDC is having more than 500 training partners, more than 10,000 training centers for more than 15,000 roles in 36 skill sector. As of my understanding, it is operating in all the 28 state and 8 union territories. And it is claimed that as an outcome of this scheme, nearly 2.5 million youth were trained, of which 1.8 lakhs, near about 9% of the trainees were successfully employed. So now we think about 91%. We have only utilized 9% persons in successful employment, but what about 91%? So we also make a policy to follow up the 91%, but he trained but not successfully employed. What is the reason? What is the constraint for that? So this is also a big challenge for us. So Agriculture Skill Council of India play a very important role and is one of the 36 skill sector of NSDC. Its purpose is capacity building of farmer, wages workers, self-employed and extension worker by bridging gap and upgrading skills. Agriculture Skill Council India has developed 182 qualifications pack. Few of the major area in which skill development taking place in agriculture sector include farm mechanization, custom hiring, dairy and farm management, poultry farm management, so many domain areas. And Agriculture Skill Council of India is having more than 500 training partners, 7 assessment partners, 500 plus industry partners. Considering the job requirement in agriculture sector, it has developed 182 skill package, and nearly 1 million trainees have completed their skill assessment. And in this regard, we also informed that BAU is also MOU with the ASCI, and our earlier speaker, when our introduction says that we also organize more than 100 skill development training program on 13 domain, and now we have trained more than 3,000 persons in different domains, and we have seen good example for the, from that we have discussed in our case studies some of the, but still we have a survey by our Department of Extension Education team, and we have observed that who have taken the training under skill development and assessed by ASCI. Now we have seen that still 20 to 30% persons self-employed. They take started mushroom cultivation, beekeeping, and other. And some of our gardener trainees, personal employed in very good organization in like just like 5-star hotel, and some other persons take their services for gardener for their need assessment, their requirement. But still 60 to 7% persons take in the training and they skill assist, but they don't do after the training period. So we also need to assessment of that person, what is the reason why they are not started their business after taking the training program from BAU. So this is a challenge for us. Self-employment and talent utilization. This scheme aims at increasing the number of startup by incubation and extending other services for reducing the rate of unemployment in the country. And it create about 1 lakh job through startups, and near about 1,000 crore is being set up for establishing incubation center that enhance skill development, improving the ease of doing business. So next one is the Startup India and the Startup India portal. This is very important. It is a flagship initiative of the Government of India to empower startup to grow through innovations and design. Launched on 16 January 2016 by our Honorable Prime Ministers. The 19-point Startup India Action Plan envisages several incubation center, easier patent, filing tax exemption, easy of setting up a business, and 10,000 crore corpus fund and a faster exit mechanism among others. So this is very important portal and online directed to connect with other stakeholders in the Indian startup ecosystem. This portal is very important for any entrepreneur, any startup. Before start their business, they should be registered in this portal. In this portal, 6 type of facilities available. First, startup. In this startup, more than 50,000 startup is connected and across the sector and different stages. एंड लिस्ट ऑफ मेंटर्स इज आल्सो अवेलेबल. अगर हमारा कोई एंटरप्रेन्योर बनता है, कहीं ना कहीं उसको एक मेंटर की आवश्यकता पड़ती है. उस मेंटर को कहां से वो खोजेगा? तो दैट हेल्प इट विल टेक्स फ्रॉम द पोर्टल्स. इन्वेस्टर्स कौन से, अब अगर हमारा कोई एंटरप्रेन्योर इन्वेस्टमेंट करना चाह रहा है तो उसे देखना होगा कि हमें कौन से इन्वेस्टर हैं जो मदद करेंगे. सो एन अपॉर्चुनिटी टू गेट इन टच विथ इंडिविजुअल और इंस्टीट्यूशनल इन्वेस्टर बाय थ्रू दिस पोर्टल. एंड इंक्यूबेटर्स, बहुत सारे इंक्यूबेटर्स हैं, जैसे हमारा आज ये नेविक है, BAU इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर है, सो मैनी इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर हैं. तो कैसे किससे कनेक्ट होना है? कनेक्ट विथ गवर्नमेंट, प्राइवेट एंड इंस्टीट्यूशनल इंक्यूबेटर्स रजिस्टर्ड विथ अस. इसमें उनसे रजिस्टर्ड हो सकते हैं. गवर्नमेंट बॉडीज, मोर देन 30% गवर्नमेंट, 30+ गवर्नमेंट डिपार्टमेंट रजिस्टर्ड ऑन द पोर्टल. रजिस्टर एंड कनेक्ट, देन वो गवर्नमेंट बॉडीज से रजिस्टर्ड कर सकते हैं. एक्सीलरेटर की बहुत ही अधिक आवश्यकता पड़ती है इससे हमारे एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप डेवलपमेंट में, तो उन सबकी हेल्प हम अगर इस पोर्टल से ले सकते हैं. स्टार्टअप, मेंटर, इन्वेस्टर्स, इंक्यूबेटर्स, गवर्नमेंट बॉडीज एंड एक्सीलरेटर्स, all the available in this portal. Besides this, in this portal, knowledge bank for startup. अगर हम मशरूम का बिजनेस शुरू करना चाह रहे हैं, हम अगर जिस तरह का भी बिजनेस शुरू करना चाह रहे हैं, उसका सारा data, your online guide to starting a business in India with an overview of key terms, processes, stakeholder, legal requirement and more. सर सभी तरह की इसमें सुविधाएं मिल जाती है. नॉलेज बैंक जो स्टार्टअप के लिए इसमें उपलब्ध है. पार्टनर सर्विस, किस तरह का हमें पार्टनर चाहिए है, बैंक से क्या हेल्प चाहिए है, एवरीथिंग इज अवेलेबल इन पार्टनर सर्विस. टेम्पलेट फॉर एवरी सॉल्यूशंस, हमें अगर कोई भी फॉर्म डाउनलोड करना है, जीएसटी है, कैसे कराना है, एवरीथिंग, बैंक से फॉर्म है, क्या हमें लीगल चाहिए है, एवरीथिंग अवेलेबल इन दिस टेम्पलेट्स. ऑनलाइन कोर्सेज, अगर कि हमें मैनेजरियल कोर्स करना है, हमें डाटा एनालिस्ट का कोर्स करना है, डिजाइन थिंकिंग का कोर्स करना है, so many online courses available in this portal. So startup see the different course and they choose as per their requirements. Innovations challenges, किस तरह का इनोवेशन है, अभी गवर्नमेंट टाइम टू टाइम डिफरेंट, अलग अलग टाइम पे डिफरेंट स्कीम्स निकालती है. अगर अभी बात हम करें तो अभी सोलर पंप की बात कर रही है गवर्नमेंट, और भी कई सारे हैं. अगर इन पे अगर कोई आगे बढ़ता है तो रिबेट वगैरह और अधिक है. तो ये सारे चैलेंज क्या क्या उपलब्ध हैं, दैट इज आल्सो अवेलेबल इन स्टार्टअप पोर्टल. And in 2040, Andhra Pradesh and Kerala first formulate their startup policy. In 2016, most of the state prepare startup policy for their state. In 2016, now every state prepare a startup policy for their state. So we have one important meeting for 15 minutes, and so I would like to request Dr. Patil, please continue with the presentation. Just 15 minutes I will come, because we very important urgent meeting with the agriculture minister by virtual mode. So sir, excuse me, Dr. Patil continue with 15 minutes, then again I will join.
Thank you very much, sir. With the permission of Honorable Chair, I would like to continue the session. So I will continue maybe for next 15, and then Honorable Vice Chancellor will join back us again. So now we are discussing that RVS startup. This is very important thing, because actually what happens, many people open their own businesses in their own mode, and they go to government agencies or maybe some institution to seek certain kind of help or assistance, or maybe even tax rebate. But they need to know, first of all, that if they can be counted as startup or not. That is very important, and that will help people to seek proper guidance and take proper benefit of the government scheme. So what makes a startup legal in India? किसको हम startup बोल सकते हैं, and which one we do not call a startup? First thing is how old your firm is. Any enterprise which is more old than 7 years will not be considered as a startup. So if it is a biotechnology sector, then the firm or the company can be up to 10 years old. If it is established maybe more than 10 years back or more than 7 years back in other cases, in other cases than biotechnology, then you will not be considered as startup. That means your company should not be older than 7 years. And second one is, it should be incorporated as either a private company or a registered partnership. So 4 to 5 people cannot come together simply and say that we are doing some kind of startup work. So to be a startup, to be considered as startup for legal purposes, you should be registered properly. Next one is turnover. If your company turnover is more than 25 crores, then you will not be considered as startup. So any company which is having turnover lesser than 25 crore, that only will be considered as startup. And next one is, some people, what they do, they will have maybe some large company, and they will split it later, like it happened in the case of Ambani's brothers did a bifurcation in company. So nobody can come up like that with the existing company, and they will split the company and they will call new entity a startup. So any entity which is pre-existing and that has been split into different businesses or different units will not be called as a startup, and still it will be considered as a old firm which is well established. So next one is, last one is very important. You cannot open a grocery shop or a textile shop and you can call yourself a startup. So usual businesses which are simply imitation of existing models are not considered as startup. So you need to be innovative. You need to have some kind of innovation in your enterprise. Like you may be bringing up new product, or you may be bringing up new technology, or it may be new same product but delivered in a different way, which is more efficient, which is more user friendly. We will see some examples of that later. So these are six criteria. First one is company should not be older than 7 to 10 years. Is if it is a biotechnology sector company, then it can be up to 10 years old. For other sector, it is 7 years. And next one is it should be incorporated and registered company. And third one is you cannot claim a split company into as a startup. And next one is your transaction should not be more than 25 crores. And lastly, you should be having some innovation. So next one is what is the timeline of startup, how startup actually starts and how it progresses. So there are generally three stages. First one is formation, second is validation, and third is growth stage. In formation stage, what we do means I have some kind of idea. Say for example, I'm driving vehicle, and on the roadside I see that most of the lychee is getting perished, and it is going as a waste due to lack of availability of proper processing units. So why we cannot process it? This is a simple idea which has not yet been conceptualized. You have to take that idea and you have to work on it. You need to do some kind of brainstorming, and then you will conceptualize the idea. You will state what is the mission of your enterprise, what is the vision, and what kind of strategy you are going to follow. This comes under formation stage. Next one is validation. So simply planning doesn't make any sense unless and until you make some kind of action based commitment. So in this stage, what we do in the validation stage, we will start committing our resources, our human resource, maybe capital or time. We will start investing these things, and we will try to build a prototype of the our business model. Not on large scale, but on the small scale, we will try to build a prototype. So using that prototype, we will test whether our idea is working or it is not working. So that is the validation stage. So once, okay, now we found that yes, my idea is working, and I need to scale it up. I need to expand it. So this is the stage where other people come into the scenario. See, mostly investors don't come into the scenario unless and until you have some successful model which is actually working on the ground. So leaving apart the angel investors, most of the investors do not take a risk to invest in your idea. They want to see some kind of prototype which is working, and they are mostly interested in expanding that small working idea into a large business. So that work is called as scaling up. So scaling up and establishing means we will expand our prototype and we will make commercially more viable, and we will try to reap the benefits of scale of economies. And there are many stages, like it goes up to calling up of IPOs, initial public offerings, and listing company on stock exchange. These all aspects come here. See, we can discuss this more in detail, but theoretically discussing doesn't help us a lot. So what we are going to do in next is, in the next section, we will try to see some real case studies where we will discuss formation, validation, and growth, not by ourselves, but by the owner of the enterprise itself will be giving us brief bits about what challenges they faced and how they overcame the challenges, what were their vision. So we will see that in later cases. So how to start a startup? First of all, let me tell, it is very easy to tell how to start a startup, but practically speaking, it is very difficult thing. So enterprise building and entrepreneurship is not a thing of book. It is a very difficult thing, and it takes some kind of experience, time, and it is a culmination of our experiences. So this is a brief outline of how to start a startup. The first thing is live in the future. So whenever we talk about startup and businesses, or say for example other enterprises, there is a lot of difference. Every business is not a startup. So what makes a business startup is your ability to envisage the future. You should be able to not just address the today's problem, you should be able to address the future problem. Take for example, now we are seeing a new app in the financial sector. that is CRED, CRED. You might have seen the even advertisement of Rahul Dravid, where he is advertising for CRED. So CRED is a company where first time they are offering you, cashback for. They are offering you cashback for paying your own credit card bills. So what they are seeing now is, now credit card users in India are increasing, and they are now they are using it as a platform to attract customer, build their customer base, and allow other enterprises to advertise their product. So how they earn is, they earn on the basis of advertisement of other products on their website. So you need to be look into the what are future problems. That is very important. And next one is what is missing. You should always scan for the things that are missing in environment. You should always look for making things workable. Uh, if you ask any entrepreneur why you did this particular enterprise, आपने क्यों establish किया, he will definitely tell that I saw this problem in the system, or I saw this problem with the farmers. In next all the videos which we'll see, you will definitely see a thing where the entrepreneur will say what was the exactly thing that was missing in the system which he wanted to contribute. So always scan for a thing that is missing in the system, and if you can provide it, that should be able to improve either product or make it more efficient or make it more user friendly. So you need to work towards adding something that is missing in the entrepreneurial system. Next one is write it down. It never happens like that, we will have a business idea and I will go immediately and start. So business idea is built slowly over a period of time. Every idea doesn't come in a comprehensive and complete manner into your mind in 1 day or 1 hour or in a single go. So you have to think about it for even for months, or even for some people have to think about it for years. So they will go on writing, they will note down every point that yes, this may be a strategy, this can be a point that can help me to tackle this problem. So you need to write down your idea and what are the problems that you may face and what will be the challenges and how you are going to tackle. So you need to have some kind of systemic record so that you can organize your ideas into a business opportunity. The most important thing is making a prototype. This is the phase where most of the people will take their steps back. Idea is in the minds of everyone. Every people will give you suggestion, everyone sees a problem, they will give solution, but building that solution idea into a real working prototype is very difficult thing, and that is the next phase. So you have to work towards building a prototype. Never go for a full scale, never go for a uh, full scale commercialization of your idea. We should always start with prototype. Why we should start up with prototype is because simply the case is, our idea at the first stage is never perfect. It needs some kind of iteration. You have to iterate your idea, you have to every time change the your idea, you have to change the your business model. If you invest entire money into a new business model, it may not work, it may need some change. In that case, your entire investment will go a waste. Therefore, always build a small prototype with little investment, and then work on it, then make it perfect, and once it becomes perfect and sustainable, then only go for its full scale implementation. So another problem is, most of the entrepreneurs, what they do is they will not show their idea or reveal their idea to others. They think that someone will copy my idea. So but real thing is that you should show your idea to others also. At least you show your idea to your circle of friends, relatives. Every person is having his own perspective and his own experience, and that matters a lot, and that helps you to improve your ideas. Others can help you to find out problems or challenges which you are not able to identify in your business model. So it is very important to share your idea with others and discuss it with others and go for brainstorming, so that you can come to know what are the other perspectives to the solving particular problem. And next one is launching is very important. We have seen that whenever a film launches, they will go for very big public kind of event. Same thing even should happen in case of startups. Startups should be always launched in a public mode. Let people know that you have launched something that may serve their need. See, if your business idea may be very good, but if customer don't know you are offering the service, then it will not be of use. So let the customer know that you are offering something which may help him. Then the next one is look for funding. So we will discuss what is the funding and what are types of investors in the next few slides. And there are many other issues like registering your company, finding your co-founder. See, finding co-founder is very important. Why it is very important? Because you cannot do every aspect of the business. As sir was telling that you may be, as an engineer, you may be very good with using of drones, but you have to know agriculture aspect of pesticide spraying, what will be the dosage, what will be the area of spraying, whether I have to go for a blanket spraying or I will spray on selected plots. So that all need to be covered by some kind of co-founders who can help you either by providing their technical expertise or by sharing their experience as an entrepreneur or by even by funding. So next one is doing iteration your prototype. As we told that no business starts working simply in a perfect manner once you start applying it. Problems aate rahenge. There will be some kind of changes that need to be made. We will make changes and again we will retry the business. That is what iteration is. We'll keep on making changes until and unless it becomes some kind of perfect thing. And this is a stage where once business model fails, most of the people will try to quit the business. Most of the people don't go for iterating on their model. Until and unless you iterate your model, you will not be able to come out with a perfect working model. So if you fail at this stage, never get upset. You try again, you build a new model, you make certain changes and you iterate it and you again come back with it and see. For once you iterate, see if customer is coming back to you. If customer is coming back to you, set your targets. Weekly I will gather so many customers. How you are going to increase your customer base and how you will keep growing. And if the customers are not coming back, then you have to again make iteration and relaunch the product. So next we will see is okay next Okay, next one is startup financing. Startup financing financing is very important thing. You might have heard in words in some business magazines like Series ABC funding, seed funding, crowdfunding, equity crowdfunding, IPO. There are many kinds of startup financing stuffs. So we will see each of these and we will see at which stage which kind of financing actually works. For example, there are three stages of business. That is, first one is the stage in which you start ideation or conceptualizing your business. In this stage, what happens? The risk of business loss is very high. Whenever risk is very high, investors won't come easily. Maximum investors come to you when business is prospering, and very few investors will come to you when business is having some risk in the early days. So in this stage, what happens? We will have some kind of funders known as angel funders, or maybe even family friends or your peer circle. Most of the times, investment at early stage that takes through family, friends, and your peer group. Chances of getting funding from angel investors is very low. Angel investor, who are angel investor? Angel investors are generally individuals, not always, but generally they are individuals. They will give you funds when your business is not yet started, and it is very difficult to get funds in such cases. For that, you need to have very fantastic ideas, so that you can create very high trust among investors. So angel funding is possible when you have very good idea. Otherwise, you have to take the help of your family, friends, and peer group. And next one is early stage. In early stage, what happens? your prototype is being tested. Okay, it is working fine. Once your prototype is working fine, then you will go for seeking funds for expansion of your business idea. In that stage, you will see some people crowdfunding, maybe equity funding, or even some institutional funding may take place in this phase. So what is crowdfunding? Crowdfunding means, one example I can give is that of MI. I hope all of you are using the MI phone. The best example is, if you visit MI website, there is something called as, I guess they have launched some table lamp. What they did is, the product is not yet manufactured. They have the technique for manufacturing that table lamp, but the product is not yet manufactured. So what they will do, they will tell, okay, you give me the particular money, maybe 500 or 1000 rupees, and once the manufacturing starts, I will provide you the product. So they will use the customer's money to start the business. So that is what crowdfunding is. Next one is, when your company has prototype started working and you have expanded a little bit, and now it is time to go for full expansion. When it comes to full expansion, you may need thousands of crores of rupees. Some 10 crore, 20 crore may not work any further. Now you may need thousands of crore. Nobody will invest in your company in terms of thousands of crores. Nobody means, I mean, rarely anybody will invest. So in that case, what they will do, they will go for calling of IPOs. IPOs means initial public offerings, or they will list the company on stock exchange, and they will offer their company share to common general public. So these are different stages of startup financing. But from a practical perspective, I think any entrepreneur should mainly focus on seed capital through either angel funding agencies, or then going for series B funding or C funding. Okay, next one is why we should register our startup. Many people will tell, kya zarurat hai, why we should go for registering of our startup. So startup registration is very important, because first thing is, unless you complete the registration process, you cannot legally be considered as a business entity. That's why you should go for it. And suppose you go bankrupt, or once you have taken loan, you may go bankrupt. So there are chances. I'm not telling it will happen. Even if it happens, you will get certain kind of assistance or protection only if you are registered. The next one is, government is offering many kinds of assistance for your intellectual property rights. Even for patenting, it is providing tax exemptions. It is providing incubation through corpus funds, and it is also required for if you are selling your product on GEM, then you, for those purposes where public procurement take place, वहां पे भी आपको बहुत जरूरी है कि you should be registered. Registration helps in seeking tax exemptions also. Okay, so the next one is agri startup case studies. We will see 2 to 3 agri startup case studies, and then we will continue with the session from Honorable Vice Chancellor. So first one is Crow Farm. So I will only discuss what was the innovation of the enterprise. There are many apps, बहुत सारे लोग हैं who will provide you the products through apps or online ordering. But the innovative thing in this one is, this was demand-based harvesting. The major problem in agriculture sector is, especially in case of fruits and vegetables, is we will harvest the product and then we will take to market. But what Crow Farm did was, they started harvesting on the basis of demand. So demand-based harvesting is the specialty of this thing, and they are using AI-based demand prediction using historical data, and they will procure according to the predictions done using AI-based demand prediction. We will see a video, and then we'll understand it. Next one is traceability. Nowadays, what is happening is, people are becoming more health conscious. considering that now people want to see what exactly they are eating and from where the product is coming, who is the farmer who is growing the product. So now traceability is becoming very important. So now what they are doing is they are providing you traceability, so even consumer will know exactly from which farmers, which plot the product was harvested and supplied to me. Next one is, nowadays real time tracking has become very important to increase the supply chain efficiency, so they are even using real time tracking. So the last but one is very important, that is using of artificial intelligence powered customer relationship management. So the customer relationship management is the one sector where most of the agri entrepreneurs fail. Customer relationship management is very important. If you can see that you search for some shoes or maybe some other product on Amazon or Flipkart, then you visit your Facebook, you will see the exact product being offered in the form of advertisement to you. How that is possible? That is possible because of big data and data analytics and other aspects, due to which they are now able to integrate data and help you to target particular customers using their browsing history or their shopping behavior. So those kind of things need to be explored to find the exact person who is interested in your product, and that thing is being done by Proform. So and nowadays after demonetization, the use of e-wallets has increased drastically. So considering that point, now they are also providing payment facility using e-wallets. So we have seen this. Okay, the next one is Ninja Cart. So Ninja Cart is also similar company. So rather than discussing it myself, I would like to play the video which shows how Ninja Cart actually works.
ನಾವು ವ್ಯವಸಾಯ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಅಪ್ಪ ನನ್ನ ತಾತ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ವ್ಯವಸಾಯ ಈಗ ಕಾರಮಣಿ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗಿ 10,000 ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದು ಒಂದು 5,000. ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಜಾಗಟ್ಟಿ ಆದ್ರೇನು 9,000 ಬಂದ್ರೆ 9,000 ನಮ್ಮ ಕೈ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಕುಟುಂಬದಲ್ಲಿ ಆದ್ರೆ ಇಂಜಾಗಟ್ಟಿ ಬಂದೇರಿಂದ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಇದು ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ, ನಮ್ಕೊಂಡು ಖುಷಿ, ಒಂದು ನೆಮ್ಮದಿ ಇದೆ. ಆ ಇದರಿಂದ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಇದಿದೆ. Vegetables and fruits. From the time of harvest, our produce reaches the stores in less than 12 hours, in the least cost possible. We are able to achieve this with the help of technology and data, which enables our different processes.
Ninja Cart supply chain process starts with weekly forecasting, where the sales team publishes the customer growth plan for the week. Analytics combines growth plan with historic demand data and market conditions to prepare the weekly sales and procurement forecast at SKU level.
Forecasting is a very crucial step for us, as it helps us in our purchase planning to reduce wastage, and it also helps us in planning the supply chain much more efficiently. Once the forecast is done, the procurement team goes on to give weekly email to the farmers based on the existing farmer harvest calendar, 2 days before the actual delivery date. Based on the existing market conditions such as availability and price fluctuations, the procurement forecast gets revised once again. Once it's revised, the procurement team again goes on to redistribute the email to the farmers or reconfirm it once again.
The next step is setting prices. Product prices are collected from various markets a day before the delivery date. This price information is then used to set the purchase and selling price simultaneously to avoid price risk. Based on the intent, the farmer harvests the produce, grades as per Ninja Cart quality standards, and brings it to the nearby collection centers. Once the produce arrives at the collection center, items are checked for quality, weighed, and transferred to Ninja Cart crates in front of the farmer to ensure transparency. The farmer gets a receipt immediately and the money is transferred to his bank account in 24 hours. Items are batched and loaded in the truck enabled with real-time tracking. Items from multiple collection centers arrive at fulfillment centers and are moved into inventory. Items are batched distribution center-wise, as per the customer demand and using Ninja Cart's in-house fluid technology. This ensures huge volumes are processed without any error.
Every process and action within a supply chain is orchestrated by a product with basic conditions. This minimizes the need for communication and dependency among team members. This helps us move items from receiving to dispatch in less than 15 minutes.
Trucks leave from various collection centers and fulfillment centers and then arrive at distribution centers. Items are picked and packed as per customer orders. Many trucks arrive at distribution centers early morning and items are loaded route-wise into the vehicle. Mobile phones are issued to drivers to manage the deliveries. The drivers drop the items at the shop and proceeds to deliver at all shops in the route. On the way back, he collects empty crates and cash from the customers and deposits the same in the distribution center.
1.5 year ಇಂದ ನಿಂಜಾ ಕಾರ್ಟಲ್ಲೇ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಟೈಮ್ ಟು ಟೈಮ್ ಡೆಲಿವರಿ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ. ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿನೂ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಪ್ರೈಸಸ್ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಗಿಂತ ಕಮ್ಮಿನೇ ಇದೆ. ಶಾರ್ಟೇಜ್ ಐಟಮ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ನೈಟ್ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ನಿಂಜಾ ಕಾರ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಆ್ಯಪ್ ಬಂದಾಗಿಂದ ತುಂಬಾ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಇಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ನಿಂಜಾ ಕಾರ್ಟ್.
The robust supply chain ensures that customers receive quality items at better prices on time every day.
So we have seen that there are few of the innovations in this Ninja Cart. Actually, the thing is that
ನಾವು ವ್ಯವಸಾಯ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ.
please.
ಅಪ್ಪ ನನ್ನ ತಾತವರೆಲ್ಲ ವ್ಯವಸಾಯ ಈಗ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ಈ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗಿ 10,000 ಬಂದು.
Okay, sorry for disruption. So the thing is that there are some kind of innovation in the enterprise, as we discussed that a business doesn't become entrepreneur or enterprise or a startup until and unless there is some kind of innovation. So we can see that there are 3 to 4 innovations in this one. First one is working towards accurate prediction of the what will be the demand. So then next innovation is efficiency, bringing about efficiency in supply chain and operations using tools like mobile phones, real-time tracking, and utilizing the professional capacities of operations research professionals. And the last one is as the customer or the shopkeeper was telling, every time earlier he has to go early morning in the market to buy the product for his shop. But now what is happening? Now they are providing better service. Now they are enabling the shopkeeper to put their order for products just using mobile phones, sitting in their own shop and without having any necessity to visit the store. So there we need to bring some kind of change, or we need to bring some kind of improvement without running usual business if we want to succeed as an entrepreneur. So the next one is Dehat model. So Dehat model is very famous in eastern India, especially in Bihar, UP and Odisha. It is serving around 2.5 lakh, or now it has gone more beyond 3 lakh, I think. So it is serving more than 3 lakh farmers in Bihar, Jharkhand, UP and Odisha. So to highlight some of the innovations is they have utilized digitalization like anything in their supply chain. This is a seed to final product model where they have digitalized everything, starting from geotagging of their farm plots, and then supplying the inputs at their doorstep. And the way we order on Amazon now, similarly you can order farm products for like fertilizers, pesticides on Dehat app. So next one is other thing is direct procurement at farm gate. That is very important. Farmer need not have to visit the mandis for that thing to happen. And next thing is digitalization of Dehat centers. Not just the farmer, but even the regional centers where produce is collected from farmers, or where even the basic inputs are provided to farmer. Those all the aspects have been digitalized. We will see a short video of the Dehat Center and how it works. Video, please.
पिछले 10-12 साल से खेती का किसानी का काम कर रहा हूँ, लेकिन खेती साल से कुछ लाभ ऐसा नहीं होता था जो कि अपने परिवार को चला सके। किसान का काम छोड़ने के कगार पर थे। पहले हम सोचते थे कि मेरा बच्चा जो बड़ा होगा अच्छा स्कूल में पढ़ पाएगा कि नहीं पढ़ पाएगा, अच्छा सा घर बन पाएगा कि नहीं बन पाएगा। भाई ने कहा भाई प्रत्येक शनिवार को यहाँ देहात का एक मीटिंग होता है, कृषि का जानकारी वहाँ पर दिया जाता है, तो मैं सैटरडे को गया। वहाँ पे बीज से बाजार तक का सुविधा सारा उपलब्ध हुआ है, हर तरह के खाद बीज और पेस्टिसाइड, और वहाँ जो सरकार है वो भाई लोग सब लोग से बातचीत हुई, मिट्टी जांच का भी सुविधा है वहाँ पे। फिर आपसे जरूरत पड़ता है बीज या खाद सब वहीं से लेते हैं उचित मूल्य पर। खेती का जो प्रोडक्ट होता है जैसे धान हुआ, उन्हें बेचने के लिए मेरे को पहले चोरियों कर देना पड़ता था, वो बाजार से कुंटल में 200 रुपया ज्यादा मेरे को मिलता है, पैसा भी हमारे खाते में स्वयं के आ जाता है। डाल के ऑर्डर कर लेते हैं, वो ऑर्डर या उसके खत्म हो के तो दवा भी हमारे पास आ जाता है। किसानी छोड़ने के बजाय वो मेहनत करके खुद से किसानी कर रहे हैं। बच्चे लोग अच्छा स्कूल में पढ़ रहा है और भगवान भी बन रहा है, और इससे अच्छा होगा यहाँ से जुड़ करके साल चल रहा है।
Okay, thank you for allowing me to continue. So now our Honorable Vice Chancellor has joined back the meeting, and next part of the session will be carried forward by him. Thank you, sir. Okay.
Just like ICR Nivedi and NABIC, we have also in our Bihar REBI. Proudly, BAU Sabor is one of the 24 REBI responsible for the development of agripreneurship in Bihar and neighboring state. And the highlights of our Bihar REBI. Bihar REBI is named as Sabor Agri Incubation Center. Just like NAVIC, we have taken the time Sub-Agri. Currently running two programs, Sub-Umang, pre-stage, pre-seed stage, and Sub-Swavlambi, seed stage. These both programs running for 2 months. And in Sub-Umang, we have provided 10,000 rupees per month to selected participant. In Swavlambi, we have only given the training free of cost. state-of-the-art incubation center inaugurated by our Honorable Minister on 20th February 2021. And till now, 144 lakhs grant in aid sanctioned to 18 startup for the financial year 1920, and first tranche is released to the incubatee. Final selection of 16 incubatees awaited from Ministry for the financial year 2021, and most probably within week we have received the sanction letter. And now we have briefly discussed about the agripreneur developed by incubated in Sabor Agri Incubation Center. This is the Mr. Sachin Kumar, Gaurav Foods and Beverage Private Limited. His domain is the food processing. This is an example of how product packing can help in branding and positioning in an indigenous health drink which is being consumed by locals from centuries. The entrepreneur made innovations in this case in terms of giving options and varieties of consumer, making प्रोडक्ट इजी टू कैरी एंड यूज, प्रोवाइड कंप्लीटली पैकेज. अगर हम देखते हैं सत्तू, इन बिहार में इसको इंडियन हॉर्लिक्स के नाम से जाते हैं, ग्राम को घोल लेते हैं चने को, और ना इन्होंने एक पैकिंग ऐसी दी है, डिफरेंट फ्लेवर में भी दिया है. और अगर हम उसको रेडीमेड मिक्स करके रेडी टू यूज करते हैं, अगर फ्लाइट में भी आप जा रहे हैं तो स्पून भी साथ में है और इमीडिएटली आप ड्रिंक कर सकते हैं. तो इसका भी एक स्मॉल डॉक्यूमेंट्री है.
सबसे पहले ये बताइए कि आपने कैसे शुरू किया. शुरुआत डिसीजन मेकिंग से शुरू हुई थी. जब हम लोग पढ़ाई कर रहे थे 0608 बैच था मेरा, MBA का. IIPM से मैं MBA कर रहा था. तो उस टाइम पे ही सर लोग जब पढ़ाते थे, सबकी बारिश सुनता था, पढ़ाई करता था, तो उस समय लग गया था कि भाई जॉब नहीं करना है, कुछ ऐसा करना है और बिहार जाके करना है. तो बिहार आने के बाद लगा यहाँ इकोसिस्टम तो था नहीं कुछ, बट सोचते कि जब नहीं है तो बनाने में ज्यादा मजा है. तो हम लोगों ने शुरुआत करी. मेरे से 10 साल 15 साल के अंदर लड़कों को हम लोगों ने मोटिवेट करना शुरू किया कि तुम लोग पढ़ रहे हो, ठीक है, अच्छी बात है, बट जॉब के लिए नहीं पढ़ो, कुछ जो पढ़े उसी से शुरुआत करो. आप इमेजिन करेंगे मेरे से 10-15 साल छोटे हैं, उन्होंने इन्वेस्ट किया सत्तू में. अब ये ब्रांड बना तो अकेले नहीं बना सर, मेरे साथ टीम मेंबर्स मिले, उन लोगों ने पैसा लगाया. इमेजिन वो लड़का आगे मेरे पास 20-30 रुपए देके गया, 50 दे दिया, सर आप जो बोल रहे हैं वो सही है, हम लोग का भी पैशन है, किया जाए और बिहार के लिए करना है. तो हम लोगों ने इसमें मेड इन बिहार लिखा सबसे पहले, सत्तू मेड इन बिहार. इस चीज के लिए हम लोगों ने मेहनत करी. ये आपने कब शुरू किया है ये सब कुछ? सत्तूज हमने शुरू किया 2018 14 अप्रैल. हमारे एक पर्व होता है सतवानी था, उस दिन ये पहला पैक हम लोगों ने लॉन्च किया. ये हम लोगों ने प्लान ही किया था कि दिस विल बी अ ट्रैवल कॉम्बो पैक प्रोटोटाइप, जिसमें हम लोगों को बताएं कि सत्तू में वेरिएशन आ सकता है. जो आप सत्तू वर्षों से पीते आ रहे हैं, उसको एज ए हेल्दी एनर्जी ड्रिंक कैसे पिया जाए. तो हम लोगों ने रेडीमेड सैचेस बनाए अलग अलग फ्लेवर्स के, जलजीरा फ्लेवर, स्वीट फ्लेवर, चॉकलेट फ्लेवर, ये सारे सैचेस बनाए. लोगों को कप, सैचे और स्पून एक साथ दिया बॉक्स में, ताकि आप कहीं भी इंस्टेंट पानी मिलेगी, आप सत्तू पी सकते. कौन सा वो हर्डल है जो आपको कहीं ना कहीं एक काफी कुछ सामना करना पड़ रहा है, जिसमें एक चीज कोई पूछ दो कि एक स्टार्टअप आपको कहीं ना कहीं उस चीज को मुश्किल का सामना करना पड़ रहा है? एज अ स्टार्टअप पहले लोगों में बिलीफ बनाना कि हाँ हम लोग सही काम कर रहे हैं. लोग इन्वेस्टर या सिर्फ इकोसिस्टम में आप से बात करें, जैसे मैं डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर क्या जा रहा हूँ, जिस रिटेलर क्या जा रहा हूँ, वो कोक पेप्सी बहुत सारी चीजें ऑलरेडी बेच रहा है, कुरकुरे बेच रहा है, चिप्स बेच रहा है, बहुत सारी चीजें, बट उसको हम लोग बोलते हैं भाई आप सत्तू भी बेचो, तो उसका डिमांड होता है भैया सेल कैसे आएगा. तो वो एक इकोसिस्टम में आने के लिए, लोगों को स्टार्टअप को प्रमोट करने के लिए खुद अपील आना चाहिए कि ये अपने देश का प्रोडक्ट है, बिहार का प्रोडक्ट है या हेल्दी प्रोडक्ट है. तो वहाँ पे एक परेशानी आती है. उसके लिए टीम की जरूरत पड़ती है. अगर आपके पास सही टीम है, सही इन्वेस्टर है, सही नेटवर्क है, आपको क्यों लगता है सब कुछ 5 मिनट हम कई सालों से बॉर्नविटा, हॉर्लिक्स, कॉम्प्लान, ग्लूकॉन-डी क्या क्या पी रहे हैं, सबसे हेल्दी चीज जो सत्तू है वो नहीं पी रहे. तो क्यों ना उसको इतना आसान बना दिया जाए कि लोग कभी भी पी सके और उसके टेस्ट के हिसाब से हो, कोई एक ही टेस्ट ना हो, अलग अलग वेरिएशन मिले उसमें लोग, तो वो लोग पे नहीं किएंगे क्योंकि एक बार ऑप्शन नहीं था पहले, अब हम लोग ऑप्शन दे रहे हैं. चलिए अब मुख्य बात है, एक बार आपने प्रोडक्ट के बारे में सोचा, आपने एक सर्वे किया, आप एक छोटा सा अपना कहीं ना कहीं लोकल इकोसिस्टम तैयार करने की कोशिश में है. सबसे जो मुख्य बात आती है मार्केट में जब आप खाते हो तो ये किस सेगमेंट को आप टारगेट करते हैं प्रोडक्ट को? जो भी हेल्थ कॉन्शियस जनरेशन है आज के डेट में, और हेल्थ कॉन्शियस जनरेशन कहने का मतलब सिर्फ बुजुर्ग नहीं है, बुजुर्ग भी है, आपके मेरे ग्रुप में जो लोग ट्रैवल करते हैं ऑलमोस्ट 20 days ऑफ अ मंथ, जो लोग डेली काम पे जाते हैं वो लोग, बच्चे, आज वो भी हेल्थ कॉन्शियस है। आप सोचिए जो लोग कंसल्टेंट ड्रिंक्स पिया करते थे, वो सेगमेंट का शिफ्ट हो रहा है हेल्थ कॉन्शियस जनरेशन की तरफ। हम लोग जो सचिन जी से बात कर रहे थे, क्विकली देखते हैं कि क्या लर्निंग पॉइंट्स हो सकते हैं। तो पहला उन्होंने, जो लोग ट्रेन में जाते हैं, जो लोग एरोप्लेन से जाते हैं, तो बहुत सारे फूड्स अवेलेबल हैं, बट वो कहीं ना कहीं हेल्दी फूड नहीं है, वो एक हेल्दी फूड के रूप में सत्तू को लेके आए। दूसरा, शुरुआती दिनों में जितने भी स्टेक होल्डर्स हैं, आपको रिलेशनशिप डेवलप करना पड़ता है, ट्रस्ट डेवलप करना पड़ता है, जो कि काफी महत्वपूर्ण है। और जब आप प्रोडक्ट ना बनाए तो ये आपको एकदम क्लियर होना चाहिए कि किसके लिए बना रहे हैं, ये प्राइम प्रोडक्ट है या मिडिल क्लास फैमिली के लिए है या सभी के लिए है, ये आपको एकदम क्लियर होना चाहिए। उसके बाद उन्होंने कहा कि शुरुआती दिनों में एक जो स्टार्टअप के लिए एक महत्वपूर्ण चीज है वो मेंटरशिप है। यदि आपको अच्छा मेंटर मिलता है तो मुझे लगता है कि इसमें भी आपको काफी मदद मिल सकती है। और उन्होंने एक बहुत ही जो अच्छी बात कही, जो आपके लिए खुशखबरी है, कि धीरे धीरे बिहार जैसी जगह में भी और दूसरे प्रदेशों में जो हमारा एंटरप्रेन्योर इकोसिस्टम है वो चेंज हो रहा है, सुधार हो रहा है। उन्होंने एक बात कही कि यदि आपको बिजनेस को स्केल करना है, बहुत ऊपर ले जाना है, बहुत बड़ा बनाना है, तो आपको एक टीम के साथ काम करना पड़ेगा। इंडिविजुअली आप करेंगे तो आपका बिजनेस बहुत बड़ा नहीं होगा। धन्यवाद।
Next. Next one is the Mr. Atul Kumar, Savitri Renewable Energy Private Limited. His domain area the supply chain management, delivery of dairy products, fruits and vegetable pulses and food grains and other natural products to client doorstep through Android app and direct sale. This is the consumer to farmers. He also connected farmers through FPO and also identify the consumer. So they simply inform to in their app and immediately they provide the fruits and vegetable pulses as per demand of the consumer. Vinay Kumar, he the Fortunate Farmers Private Limited, working on the availability of quality A1 and A2 milk to customer round the clock through automated teller machine and modern equipment for doorstep delivery. One more documentary is Mr. Santosh. Please, Patil.
इतना थोड़ा पैसा लगाने के बाद पिताजी की इच्छा डिफरेंट नहीं होगी कि लड़के को बहुत अच्छा कैंपस मिलेगा और बाकी अब उनको एकदम ज्यादा कुछ करने की इच्छा नहीं है, बाकी आप घर का संभालेंगे। और साहब आप वो सब छोड़ करके, और आप बता रहे कुछ लोन भी था आपके ऊपर, वो सब बड़ी समस्याओं को लेकर के आप गाँव आ गए। अब बताइए कि कैसे आप इससे सबसे समस्याओं से जूझे। तो दो चीज करना है, बोल रहे हैं कि जॉब करना है तो विधायक की सरकारी, तो हमारे यहाँ होता है मेरा जो इंजीनियरिंग आर्किटेक्चर है उसे इंजीनियरिंग, तो बैंक में तो कुछ भरना नहीं था, IAS IPS का अपना लेवल नहीं था, तो ये वहाँ पे एक चीज क्लियर हो गया था। मतलब मैं आपको बताऊँ कि मैंने कैसे सॉर्ट किया था अपने चीजें को। तो कॉलेज के बाद ये डिसाइडेड था कि मुझे करना है सरकारी सेक्टर में जॉब। मैंने ट्राई किया, कोशिश किया, 3-4 कंपनी प्लेसमेंट की रहे थे, जॉब मिल गया, इंटरव्यू मिल गया, जॉब मिल गया। तब उस टाइम ये क्लियर हो गया था कि डेली फार्मिंग करेंगे, लेकिन हम घर वालों को भी थोड़ा राजी करना है, तो इसके लिए जहाँ से मैंने इंटर्न किया था तो वहीं से मेरे को प्री प्लेसमेंट ऑफर था। मैंने 3-4 महीने वहाँ सर के अंदर में प्रोजेक्ट किया था, फिर उनके तरफ से ऑफर बहुत अच्छा था, जो कि नॉर्मल फैमिली के लिए 45,000 का महीना सारा कुछ मिला, तो हमारे लिए बहुत बड़ी बात होती। अब माइंडसेट ये था कि सरकारी में जाना है, दूध बेचना है, 2 चीज था। मैंने सब सिंपल सा चुना कि मेरे को अब जाके दूध बेचना है। देखो कौन सा ट्रिगरिंग फैक्टर था, कौन सी चीज थी, ये सब छोड़ करके आपको डेयरी की तरफ या मैं कहूँ बिजनेस की तरफ को मोटिवेट जिसने किया। इसमें सबसे बड़ा योगदान तो अमूल का जो मैंने बुक पढ़ा था ना, उससे मुझे था। उसमें एक लाइन बीच में आपको मिलेगा कि किसी भी चेंज को लाने के लिए आपको मिनिमम 25 ईयर्स देना था। तो वो डिसीजन मैंने कॉलेज में लिया था, जॉब या बिजनेस तो 10 साल, प्लान ये नहीं है, मतलब दूध है, दूध में कुछ प्लान प्रोसेस चेंज होगा, खुद का नहीं करेंगे, किसानों को इन्वॉल्व करेंगे, देसी गाय का नहीं करेंगे, ऑर्गेनिक करेंगे, ये करेंगे, सब्जी लाएंगे। ये प्लान ए का प्लान ये भी सही है, लेकिन बिजनेस के अलावा दूसरा कोई प्लान मेरे पास तो नहीं। एक चीज मैं कहूँ कि जब शुरुआत की आपने तो कौन सी चीजें जो कि बहुत बड़ा आपके लिए लिमिटिंग फैक्टर्स था कहीं ना कहीं आपको ये मतलब तो सबसे ज्यादा परेशान करने वाली चीज थी, क्योंकि यूथ को भी जानना चाहिए जो भाई आएंगे तो उनको वो समस्या को जरूर, यदि इस पर्टिकुलर व्यवसाय में आते हैं तो उनको एक समस्या हो गई। सबसे डिसाइडिंग फैक्टर तो ये होता है कि माइंडसेट आपका क्लियर होना चाहिए, लेकिन एक जो बहुत ज्यादा जो आपको परेशान करेगा ना फाइनेंशियली, आपको बहुत परेशान करेगा। आप कितना भी अच्छा सोच ले, कुछ भी कर ले, जब तक फाइनेंशियली तो आप उस चीज को इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं कर सकते। तो मेरा जो मैं जैसे आपको बताया कि 2017 से सोचना स्टार्ट किया, 2018 में किया, एक्चुअली फाइनेंस रहता तो मैं 2017 में कर लेता। तो हमारे लिए नेगेटिव ये है कि फाइनेंशियली हम लोग स्ट्रांग नहीं थे तो हमें टाइम लगा, और हम लोग हमेशा सारी चीजों को पॉजिटिव में देखते हैं। तो उसको अगर देखो तो मैंने सोचा कि उसमें मैंने नेटवर्क बना है। तो सबके लिए बोल सकता हूँ कि अगर आप कुछ स्टार्ट करना चाहते हैं तो फाइनेंशियली थोड़ा मतलब देखना होता है। आप ये नहीं बोल सकते कि माइंडसेट है तो हम लोग कर लें, कुछ एक कैलकुलेटर रिस्क तो लेना होता है, मैंने लिया था। तो ये आपका बिजनेस आइडिया क्या है? हमारा बिजनेस आइडिया है जो अर्बन हाउस होल्ड है तो हेल्थ के प्रति जागरूक है, उनको हेल्दी फूड देने, ऐसे फार्मर्स से जिनको आप जानते हैं। आप ये ट्रैक कर सकते हैं कि आप जो खाना खा रहे हैं किस किसान ने उगाया है, किस खेत से उगा है, किस गाय का दूध है, उसका नोहाउ क्या था, मतलब पैकेज ऑफ प्रैक्टिसेस क्या होता है। और आप मन करे तो आप जा सकते हैं। अभी शहरों में ट्रेंड आ गया है ये ग्रो टूरिज्म करके, गांव में जाके टाइम बताते हैं। हमारा पूरा ये सिस्टम है कि आप फैमिली डॉक्टर रखते हैं, आपको एक फैमिली फार्मर रखते हैं जो आपको शहर में खाना पहुंचाएगा, उसको आप कुछ टेक्नोलॉजी में हेल्प कर सकते हैं, क्या बीज डालना है, सब में हेल्प कर सकते हैं। अगर आप वो नहीं कर सकते तो हम लोग करेंगे। हम लोग मीडिएटर बनना चाहते हैं किसान अर्बन हाउस होल्ड। अर्बन हाउस होल्ड कहने का मतलब सब लोग नहीं, जो दे सकते हैं हेल्थ के प्रति जागरूक है, जो अपने अच्छा में पैसा है उन्हीं को आपका प्राइम प्रोडक्ट है। हमारा जो विजन है हैप्पी फार्मर हेल्दी इंडिया का। और दर्शकों को ये भी बताइए A2 मिल्क है क्या? A2 मिल्क ये आप बोल सकते हैं कि भारतीय नस्ल की देसी गाय जिसका हम्प है, मतलब पुट्ठा है, नाभि है और गर्दन के पास चादर लटका हुआ है, उसको देसी गाय बोलते हैं। और उससे जो दूध आता है उसको दूध में
So we have seen the Santosh story. Time is constrained, so we have not shown the much documentary. But all the startup success story, those developed by BAU Sub-Agri, is available in our BAU Sub-Or YouTube channel. So may like to see from that YouTube channel. So now next is the Mr. Ranjit Kumar, Innovative Bee Farms Private Limited, and his domain Honey Bee Product. This is the real example of our student ready program. He is the agriculture graduate from our agriculture college, and it is example of how one can explore the business aspects of increasing demand for the food products in natural and whole form. He popularized the concept honeycomb chocolate and other feed products like unprocessed super brood chamber, honey pollen grains and capsule. So he is the best example for the student ready program, and thanks goes to our honorable chairman Karnataka Agriculture Science Academy, Dr. Ayappan Saab, who introduced a student ready program. Next, Manish Kumar Singh, Triptam Natural Foods Private Limited, Jaggery with natural leaf and millets to counter lifestyle diseases like hyperglycemia, hypertension, obesity. So he had done lot of sampling in the market and feedback of consumers. So and then he prepared that product, and he's the very popular during this pandemic period. Mr. Abhijit Narayan, his domain area horticulture and indoor pollution control through NASA approved plant and one-stop solution for all gardening needs, including customized Mali service. He also engaged our 20 gardeners, those take up the training from skill development program, and he engaged through providing the services in apartment at Patna and other places. So he is providing the indoor pollution control plant, which is also needed in this pandemic COVID period, very likely by the our apartment में रहने वालों के लिए बहुत पसंद कर रहे हैं. Next is the Ranjita Bharti, Farm Sisar Agro Food Private Limited, exploring segment of healthy breakfast and ready to eat products with foxnut being the main ingredient. मखाना बिहार में बहुत ही फेमस है, बिहार का अपना पहचान है. तो उस तरह के बहुत सारे हमारे एंटरप्रेन्योर हैं जो जिसकी सक्सेस स्टोरी भी थी. मैं 1 मिनट में पाटिल से कहूंगा केवल 1 मिनट में एक उसकी दिखा दे, बाकी फिर कट कर दे.
अपनी कंपनी शुरू की कि हमें कुछ करना चाहिए अपने कंट्री अपने स्टेट के लिए, यहाँ से मैं आता हूँ. और वहाँ पे हमने देखा है कुछ खास करने को नहीं है. अगर आप कुछ करना चाहते हैं तो इंडस्ट्रीज तो कुछ खास है नहीं इसमें, ना कोई ऐसा रॉ मटेरियल है. वहाँ पे दो मुझे लगा किया जा सकता है, तो सर्विस इंडस्ट्री और दूसरा फूड प्रोसेसिंग का. तो हम लोग सोचा कि कुछ फूड प्रोसेसिंग पे कुछ काम किया जाए और उसके बाद हमने कंपनी फॉर्म की, मिथिला नेचुरल्स प्राइवेट लिमिटेड. हम लोग फूड प्रोसेस कर रहे हैं. तो हमने जब शुरुआत की थी तो कुछ प्रोडक्ट्स हम लोग ने फार्म किया था. क्योंकि क्या होता है कि जब आप फार्म करते हैं तो आपको पता होता है कि आप उसका फार्मिंग कैसे करना, ऑर्गेनिक कर रहे हैं या इस तरह की चीजें आप डाल रहे हैं जिससे फूड का जो न्यूट्रिशियस वैल्यू है और उसका जो कैरेक्टरिस्टिक वो क्या चेंज होता है नहीं होता है वो हम लोग पता करते हैं. लोगों ने इसको शुरुआत की तो हम लोग साथ में हर साल हमने लैब टेस्ट भी कराया जस्ट टू सी कि क्या डिफरेंस आता है प्रोडक्ट्स में, क्या डालने से क्या डिफरेंस आता है. तो इसके बाद अभी हम लोग कुछ प्रोडक्ट्स खुद कर रहे हैं, बट हम लोग इनफैक्ट जो कुछ किसान वहाँ पे कर रहे हैं उनसे हम लोग परचेज करते हैं. तो हम लोग इस मॉडल पे भी काम कर रहे हैं. हमारा बिजनेस मॉडल सिंपल, अगर हम एक लाइन में बात करें तो आपको यही है कि हम लोग लोकल प्रोड्यूस को लेते हैं, उसको हम लोग प्रोसेसिंग करते हैं और उसको हम लोग बाजार में बेचते हैं, चाहे वो देसी बाजार हो या विदेशी बाजार. प्रोडक्ट्स में मखाना है और मखाना से रिलेटेड प्रोडक्ट है जो हम लोग वैल्यू एडिशन करके बनाते हैं. तो मखाना में अब जैसे क्या है कि हम लोग 2 साल से हम लोग काम तो कर रहे हैं इसमें, लेकिन
Next is the Nikhil Kumar Sinha. He deals in consumer products based on medicinal, aromatic, and non-timber forest produce like mahua jam, bamboo pickles, mahua seed oil, and is so many. We have so many entrepreneur and startup developed through our Sabor Agri Incubation Center. We have also got the GI on Katarni Dhan, Jardalu Mango, Sahi Lychee, Magahi Pan, and Mithila Makhana. So also promote our entrepreneur to please go ahead with that program, and government of Bihar providing some reliefs for developing that component. One Mr. Alok Kumar of Magahi, he is the MSc AG from Punjab. Now he started Poly House and earn more than 16 lakh per year. Similarly, so many, this is the example of farmer entrepreneur, Mr. Abhishek Kumar, agri horticulture farming system, Satyendra Kumar, crop diversification, Braj Kishore Mehta, he now introduced strawberry. And he now engaged 156 farmers and total area cultivated in 134 acre, and he earned more than 67 lakhs rupees by this introducing the high value low volume crop cultivations. So many examples we have not discussed details because time is a constraint with us. So this is also one example, innovative sugarcane juice extraction and marketing, creating immense employment opportunity. And Mr. Satish Kumar from Nalanda prepare the sugarcane juice extractor in hygienic conditions. So this is also very popular. So lastly, we conclude entrepreneurship cannot prosper among youth as long as society hold stereotypical public services and other job-oriented career are the safest ones. No attractive and high return venture exist without challenges and difficulties. Secondly, government is making a lot of efforts toward skill development for entrepreneurship development. At the same time, it needs to be more about improving the entrepreneurial environment as a whole. We also need to work towards changing the stereotypical view of society towards. There is a need to bring about transformational change in the education system. So we earlier discussed about we have ICAR launched the student ready program, and we have also wait for new education policy. Mere skill development program do not make an individual the entrepreneur. We need to emphasize on building creativity and developing problem solving ability among youth. So I am again thanks to organizer who have given me time for this empowering the youth through agripreneurship. Thank you.
Sir, thank you very much for, for your very informative and illuminating talk on agripreneurship. And also I thank Dr. Sridhar Patil for continuing it very well. In your talk, we understood importance of entrepreneurship, qualities of entrepreneur, taxonomy of good entrepreneur, requirement of an entrepreneurial ecosystem, startup timeline, and how startup can succeed. And the case studies gave a good perspective of real world context. Finally, the quote of Franklin D. Roosevelt, who had said, "A smooth sea won't make a skilled sailor," summarizes the quality of entrepreneur or a startup. I would like to thank you immensely on behalf of KSTA, Navik, and Nivedi for your excellent presentation, sir. Now, let us see some of the questions that participants would have asked in the chat box. Mr. Umesh, are there any questions?
Sir, somebody has asked a question. What is the correct age to start a business or startup? Means suddenly if we graduate immediately, or instead of doing job for some time and then opting for entrepreneurship. What is the right decision?
Sir, I would like to, since I'm also from Karnataka, sir, and I can tell you one example, sir. There is a magazine by name Hi Bangalore. I don't know if it's still working or not. If you ask him, he told that it took him 15 years to understand that what he, yeah, he told that it took him 15 years to understand that what gives him enjoyment and what business or what entrepreneurship enterprise he should go for. So there is nothing like proper age. If you are healthy enough physically, you can start entrepreneurship at any time. And for some people, it may take 1 month, and for some people, it may take even years to decide what is good enterprise for them and at what age they should go for them. And mostly it depends on your experience, sir. Without having some experience and taking some time to start working, we cannot go for it. And I don't think there are many examples where people have started enterprises even at the age of 45. It depends on how economically strong you are, and what is your physical health and what is your past experience. So we can conclude that there is no such age limit, sir.
Okay. The next question is, if a guy enters and build a business and suddenly he fails, in that kind of situation, how he has to deal it?
Sir, can you repeat the question? We had some audio issues here. Can you repeat once, please, sir?
If somebody enters into a startup and he has a different perception of running it, but suddenly it didn't work. In that kind of situation, what you advise?
Sir, that's what we were talking about, iterating a business model. Whenever our business model fails, we may feel some kind of shock. Of course, we'll feel some kind of disappointment or shock. But the extent or the intensity of that disappointment depends on how much investment you have made in terms of, especially in terms of money. Your efforts may go waste, your time may go waste, but if your money goes waste, then you will feel very bad. That's why we told, whenever we start business, we should start at some small scale. Of course, we will fail. It is most of the times we never succeed at first time. Of course, हम fail होते जाते हैं, then we will improve. So the thing is that, even if you suddenly fail, iterate your model. That means bring about changes and try to understand what went wrong. And that can be possible only when you start with small amount of investment, and so that you can have money left over or efforts and time left over to retest your model, rebuild it, and I will suggest you to go for a revisiting model and once again go for it, because definitely you will fail at first time, sir.
Srikanth, any more questions?
Okay. The next question is how to register a startup. What is the procedure?
Sir, there are many consultants. If they want, I can provide few names also. But it is the registering FPOs, registering companies. That is entirely different area of expertise. And the best thing I can advise is they should visit Startup India portal. That there are two sections like partnered service providers and incubators. Especially incubator institutions, nearest incubator institution will definitely help them to go for registration. That is something different from the area of agriculture or entrepreneurship. That is entirely legal procedure. There need to be a certain kind of number of people. There should not be more than 200 stakeholders. It should not be more than 7 years old. They will see if you are bankrupt in earlier in past. So there are many aspects which needs to be looked before registering startup. So what we can advise is, please visit your nearest incubation center. If you don't know where it is located, please visit Startup India portal. You will get directory of what is the name of incubation center, what is how to contact them, what is their email ID, what are their phone numbers. Everything you will get in Startup India portal. It is very well documented there. Please visit the portal. That will be more helpful, sir.
I got a question from Tamil Nadu by Mr. Karthik. His question is, which area is better, like service or manufacturing? Can you suggest what to start for a beginner?
Sir, see, sir, it depends on what kind of innovative capacities you have, sir. But in general Indian context, what I want to tell is, if you see even the contribution of GDP, nearly half of GDP contribution comes from service sector. India is very good at service sector. You take IT sector, you take healthcare. They are very well developed, but manufacturing sector is the one where India is lagging behind, and we are dependent on countries like China for, especially in manufacturing sector. So as a I would suggest to go for manufacturing, but service sector is not bad. That I don't mean that service sector is bad. It depends on your capacity. But looking from national perspective, India need to focus more on manufacturing sector, because it is the area where we are dependent more on other countries. Now, when Modi ji told about spoke about Swalamban and being self-reliant, that is what he meant. We need to go for we felt shortage of many things during pandemic. So manufacturing sector is definitely having more scope in the days to come, sir.
Okay. Thank you. I think we have taken all the questions. If any other doubt is there, please mail us at navik.rabi@gmail.com. So we'd like to inform you that we have opened our fourth cohort on 1st of May, and we are calling application for pre-seed stage and seed stage. Kindly apply. So we have got all your registered email IDs. We will send you the links and apply on them. So I request our PI to say a few words and we will end the session.
Dr. Satish sir, for your words.
Okay, so it's a really good presentation from Dr. R.K. Sohane sir, and I guess like most of our participants, like they got benefited from the remarks and the presentation from the vast experiences from Agricultural University with regard to the entrepreneurship development. And definitely we'll be up to be in touch with the universities and all the institutes and the NAVIC and as well as the KSTA. So our job is to promote the agripreneurship program and promote the entrepreneurship among youth especially. So we'll be doing that, and as a part of our web series. And I thank on behalf of Team Navik, ICR Nivedi, and KSTA for wonderful presentation, sir. And I also thank Ramesh sir and Dr. Ayappan sir for being with us for today's presentation. And I also thank our director, Dr. B.R. Shom sir, for being in today's presentation. So definitely, we'll be continuing our journey of promoting the entrepreneurship, and we would like to be in touch with all the stakeholders and colleagues, friends, and as well as the young entrepreneurs and the students who are all participating in this event. So thank you all, and wish you all the best to all.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much. Dr. Satish sir, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.